Hello everyone! I want to start out this video, before I say anything else, by thanking everyone who has been so supportive of me for the last couple months. As you all know, I've been working towards graduating from art school, and on December 19th, 2014, I graduated with honors. So I am done with school now. Yay! So that means that since I have nothing to do now, I get to focus more on my YouTube channel, which I've kind of been putting off for the past couple months since I've been so busy, but now I have time to do all different types of videos, things I've always wanted to do, things have been super requested of me to do, such as tutorial videos and things like that. So this will be my first drawing tutorial, which has definitely been my most requested video of all time, which is how to draw wavy hair. For this video, I am going to be taking you through every single step I take when I draw wavy hair. And this hairstyle that I'm kind of going for is this style, which was done for my last speed paint video, the image of Lucy. I'm going to do a similar style, like this is the wavy hairstyle that I'm going to be going for to try and teach you guys. It won't be this long, it'll probably be up to shoulder length, just for the sake of the video and making it not horribly long, but I'm going to take you through every step from drawing it, inking it, and coloring it. And since I will be doing a tutorial for this, I would really like to see what you guys have done. If you're going to try out this technique, I'd like to see how it works out for you. If there's anything I say that's kind of unclear, or you don't understand what I'm going for, please leave me a comment and I'll be more than happy to help you. If you'd like to show me what you've done using the techniques, tag me on Instagram. That's a great way for me to see what you've done, and if I have time to comment, I will, and I'll definitely give it a like if I see it. Instagram is a really great way to get in contact with me since I'm on there a lot and I get notifications on my phone and stuff, so that's an option if you'd like to do that, to show me how you've drawn hair using the techniques that I've shown. That's cool. Let's see. I also would like tutorial requests. Since I'm going to be doing tutorials now, request what you'd like. I already have a big giant anatomy series that I'm already working on. That's going to cover like drawing for animation style anatomy, which is a bit different from like classical anatomy tutorials. So that's something that's coming up. So look forward to that. Yeah, I think that is it for this part of the video. I'm going to go in and talk about my supplies. I have them all laid out here. Everything that I'm going to use for this tutorial is laid out here, but I'm going to talk about each thing individually. Alright, for the drawing supplies for this tutorial, you're going to need, not necessarily these supplies, but things that are similar to this. The pencil I am using is a Zebra Airfit Light mechanical pencil, and it has 0.5 lead, I think? It doesn't say, but I think it's 0.5, so just a regular mechanical pencil will work fine. I'm using a Tombow Mono plastic eraser. Any eraser will work, of course. For the inking pens that I'm using, I'm going to move these out of the way. I am using Copic SP Multiliners. They're my favorite ones to use, but any multiliner will work. The nibs I am using are the 0.1, 0.2, and 0.3 nib sizes. I may or may not use the 0.2 or the 0.1, depending on how I'm feeling. So it kind of varies depending on what I'm working on. And I'll show all these supplies again as I'm going through. Before I start the inking section, I'll show the pens again, and before I do the coloring section, I'll show the colors again. Alright, so for the Copic markers that I'm using, I'm going to start out by using the Copic Colorless Blender, and I will explain why I do that when I get to that part of the video, but I am going to be using the blender. The colors that I'm going to be using are the colors are as close to the colors as I could find that I used for this image to color her hair, so it'll be this color. So it's E51, E53, E55, Y26, and E57 are the colors that I'm going to be using for the hair. And as for the paper that you're want to use, I'm using my Gina Pure Luxury Cardstock, and I'm using it in white. And I usually work on ivory colored paper, but I decided to use white for the tutorial, since the colors do look a bit different on the ivory, and I wanted it to be as close to normal as possible, I guess, since most people tend to color on white paper instead of colored paper. Alright, so before I even get into drawing the shape of the head and putting hair on the head and all that stuff, I'm going to teach you how to draw a basic wave in hair. And I'm not going to ink it or anything, I'm just going to show you how to draw it because I'm going to teach you how to ink it later on when I actually put hair on a head and do all that fun stuff. So what I always do is I'll start out with sort of a, hopefully you can see that, just sort of a basic curve. And this can be as loose or as tight as you want. It just depends on what kind of hair you're going for. So I will take just my basic line and then I will sort of really lightly indicate the shape of the wave that I'm looking for. So say I'm using this for drawing the end of like a chunk of hair. I guess a chunk of hair is how I would describe it. So I would put a little bit of a curl on the bottom. And then, so this is the basic shape that I'm kind of going for with my chunk of hair, piece of hair, I guess. So I have my basic shape, and then I will just go in and I will darken this side of the curve, and I will have the two ends of both curves meet, and then I will take the first line that I drew and pull it up and kind of round it out. And then I will take this second line that I drew and I will keep it parallel or even with the first line, and I will just pull it up a teeny bit and they will meet. And that's how I do a basic curl at the bottom of hair. And if you'd like, you can take a strand from the top and you can pull it down, keeping in mind the rhythm of both of these lines. And you can pull it down as well and have it meet anywhere you'd like. And then you can also take it and pull it so it meets. And then you can just take your pencil and just add lines wherever you feel they are necessary to add a bit of detailing to the hair. It's important to not be committed to a line. Like if you put a line down that you don't want, just add another line. Like don't erase it. It just gives it more life and texture if you just kind of go with it, even if you don't necessarily like it. And it is as simple as that. So that is how I draw like a basic piece of hair. And I will just use this same technique on the entire head. And I'm going to show you how I do that right now. So I'll start off with drawing the basic head shape, which is a circle. You can see that it's a little bit light. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything. And I'm going to draw similar to this, like the direction she's facing and stuff. I'm not going to detail the face or anything. I'm just going to do basic guidelines to indicate where the chin is. And I'm going to do a separate video that shows how to do this in my anatomy series. So, oh gosh, my camera is falling. Sorry guys. And I'm also going to indicate where the nose is, where the ears are. I'm going to go down, pull it down, and show the shoulders. Since the hair is going to be resting on the shoulders, it's very important to be able to have those drawn in. That looks really bad, but whatever. Okay, so that's my basic head shape. Yeah. Alright, so the next thing that I always do is I will indicate where I want the hairline and the part in the hair to be. When you're putting in the hairline, it's pretty much, you put it wherever you'd like. So I always will start out by indicating where the eyes are. So something like that, like this is really not. And always make sure when you're doing guidelines that you curve, because the face it's like you're drawing on a circle, if that makes any sense. So this is where the eyebrows would be. So I will go up just a tiny bit, and since I'm going to do a side part, I'll just kind of put a line where I want the side part of the hair to be, and then I will just pull it down to meet the top of the ear. And then I will curve around. So that's where I indicate my hairline, and you can move it up, you can move it down, it just depends on what kind of character you're drawing and how you want their hair to look. For the next step I will do, I'm going to erase the word eyebrows. I will decide what shape, like overall shape, I want the hair to look like. And since I'm doing something similar to this, I'm going to give it a lot of volume, so I will just kind of go in and indicate the basic shape, super loose, like draw really lightly when you do this, and just kind of the basic shape of what you want. And it's important when you're doing a basic, like this kind of basic shape, to keep in mind that, like, how thick or thin the hair is, because if the hair is thinner, it won't have this much volume. But I like to draw thick hair, and that's usually what I draw on my characters, is thicker hair. So I will keep in mind how much the hair weighs, because that's how much gravity will control it, and how heavy it'll sit on the shoulders. So you kind of indicate on the shoulders where it will sit, if that makes any sense. But yeah, just a really super basic shape of what you're going for. The next thing I will do is I will start from the top and work my way down, adding just a tiny bit of hair detail to this basic shape that I already have, which includes like bangs and stuff. So I'll start by going back to the top of the head where the hair part is, and I will just a bit darker, but don't press too hard because you don't want it to indent into your paper, where the part on the top of the head will be, and that is actually too high. The hair doesn't rest flat on the head. It always has a bit of height to it off of the top of the head, so indicate that just a little tiny bit. And then I will take it, and you don't have to stick to this like loose guide that you gave. It's just sort of a guide, I guess, whatever. And so I'm going to be doing a similar hairstyle to this. So I'm going to start with after I've indicated the top part of the hair, I will go down and I will work on the bangs a bit. So I want to have sort of swooping bangs. So go from your middle part and just kind of wrap it around to behind the ear. And for this side of the hair, I'm going to do similar bangs. So again, just kind of wrap it around the head, because the head is still, keep in mind that the head is a sphere, so just wrap any lines, just make sure that they have a bit of curve to them so that they wrap around the head. Alright, so when you get into bigger parts of the hair, let me get to that. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to add basic line detail in pencil. Normally when I do this, I just do it straight in pen, but it's a bit more difficult to do it just in pen. So I'll usually start at the top of the hair and kind of pull out from where I indicated where the hair part will be. I'll kind of curve out and pull lines down, keeping in mind the flow of the lines that I've already drawn. This is getting a little messy. Let me erase that ear. There we go. Let's start over. So I'll keep in mind like this shape kind of curves into a C shape, and then I'll just pull it down and just decide anywhere you want to put the end of a string of hair, you can put it wherever you want. There's not really any set rules about how to draw hair detail. You just kind of do it wherever you want, because the more sporadic it is and unintentional it is, the more natural it looks, because hair doesn't grow in a certain way, it just kind of grows wherever it wants to. So I'll just keep pulling out from the hairline, I guess, the part in the hair, and sometimes I will take the lines all the way down, sometimes I will leave them as is, sometimes I will come from the bottom and, keeping with the flow of the hair, pull the lines up. And sometimes I'll have them meet at the top, and sometimes I will just have them meet part way, or just kind of be on their own. And then since I'm having the hair rest on the shoulder, which is right here, it's kind of gotten lost, I will add a bit of a part right here that kind of sits where the shoulder would be. And then I will do more detailing there as well. This is really, like, this type of hair drawing is really based on what you like. You can have it look any way you want it to look, which is kind of nice since there's no right or wrong way. You can just draw it how you want to draw it. I'm going to do this side of the head, but I'm going to speed it up just a teeny bit, but not so fast that you can't see what I'm doing. So here is the basic drawing of the hairstyle that we're going to be inking and coloring, or I guess I'm going to be inking and coloring. When I'm finished with, or when I get this far with the hair, I usually like to go in and I'll add a bit of, like, I guess flyaway hair, like just little strands that have come out of the basic shape, because I feel like it makes it look a bit more natural. So, and I like curly, like little bits coming out of the hair, so I think it's kind of cute. So alright, so that concludes the drawing part of the big giant hair tutorial. As you notice, this is the finished image. I ended up recording the entire thing straight through, and it was so long that I decided to split it into 3 parts. So there's this part, which is the drawing part, the next part is the inking part, and the last part is the coloring part. They're all being uploaded on the same day, so they'll be one right after the other, so you don't have to worry about like trying to find them. There's a link to the inking version in the video description below and at the end of this video. If you guys want me to upload a long version, that's all 3 parts put together, it was quite long. But if you'd like me to upload that, I can totally do that. Just leave me a comment down below and I can do that. And as I said at the beginning of the video, feel free to show me what you've done on Instagram, and I will definitely go give it a like if I see it. And remember to leave me comments and tutorial requests and anything you'd like, and I will see you shortly in the inking video. Bye!